Madam Chair, Rule 64 is amended in Sub-Rule 4, the word point. This is a consequential amendment intended to align the rule with Rule 78 that provides for a point of privilege.
Aisha?
No objection.
I put a question that Rule 64 be amended as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Rule 70.
Madam Chair, Rule 70, we do propose this amendment by substituting for Sub-Rule 11 the following. A member shall not speak for more than 5 minutes in a debate or on any matter before the House, by inserting immediately after Sub-Rule 11 the following. Notwithstanding Sub-Rule 11, the Speaker may, at the commencement of or any time during the proceedings of the House, announce the time limit he or she is to allow each member contributing to a debate on any matter before the House, and may direct a member who has spoken for the period given to take his or her seat. Justification: to expressly provide for a time limit for the debate and then the discretion of the presiding officer.
Yes, Christine, then AG.
Yes, Chair. I'm requesting that then we provide for also the minimum time, if we have provided for the maximum of 5 minutes. Here. And I'm proposing 2 minutes.
Chair, Right Honourable Speaker, the proposed amendment may be welcome, but it puts a cap. It restricts the Speaker. Assuming I was making a submission and I'm cut off by time, the Speaker is not at liberty to give me extra time.
Oh.
Yes.
The Speaker.
Yes.
No, the Speaker has the time.
No, the rule has taken away that. Which I think is not right.
That is where?
Rule 70.
Sub-Rule 11. A member shall not speak for more than 5 minutes in a debate in any matter before the House. You get it, eh?
Speaker.
Just a minute. By inserting immediately after Sub-Rule 11 the following, notwithstanding Sub-Rule 11, the Speaker may, at the commencement of or any time during the proceedings of the House, announce the time limit he or she is allowed to speak. He or she is allow each member contributing the debate on the matter before the House, and may direct the member who has spoken for a period given to take his seat or her seat.
Right Honourable Speaker, it means the presiding officer's authority is limited to the time given. You cannot give extra time in the event of need.
No. Why don't I explain first? Because you seem like you are misconstruing the amendment proposed. Right Honourable Speaker, the committee proposes the following amendment. In Sub-Rule 1 and A, in Sub-Rule 1, by inserting immediate after the word shirt, the words cravat and flaps. B, the other time I tried to explain to colleagues what cravats and flaps are. The presiding officer now is putting on a cravat. The flaps are those which are. B, by deleting Sub-Rule 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2, in Sub-Rule 1A, by substituting for Sub-Paragraph 2 the following: decent dress with sleeves or dress with jacket. B, by substituting for paragraph 3 the following: decent blouse with sleeves and decent skirt or decent trouser. C, by deleting subparagraph 4. 3, by inserting immediately after subrule to the following: a member attending house or committee meeting who does not adhere to the dress code prescribed in subrule 1A shall be cited for being out of order, and the presiding officer shall order the member to withdraw immediately from the house or committee and return when dressed in accordance with the rules. 4, for purposes of this rule, decent means dressing in a manner that is socially acceptable and generally considered to be smart, good, reasonable, and portrays a good image of Parliament. Justification: to maintain decorum and dignity of Parliament. But I'll do some explanation on the justification. Honorable colleagues, members of Parliament should be an inspiration to the public. The way we speak and the way we dress and the way we conduct ourselves. We cannot have a house and it's like a market. People come dressed in all manner of cotton materials. And we have a problem, Right Honorable Speaker. We know the work, the very good work done, for example, by our staff, the doorkeepers. They are very, very good members of staff. But sometimes a member walks in like a doorkeeper. You don't know whether is this a doorkeeper or this is a member of Parliament. 3, colleagues, sometimes our staff are smarter than the MPs. So it is in pursuit of decorum, of respect, that we think we should not only be MPs but appear to be members of Parliament. And that's why we are proposing this. Right Honorable Speaker, you've got this thing called, is it Mandela shirt? Everybody walks in here and so without mentioning individual names, I think it is time to look in our rules such that we give that impression, that image of what a member of Parliament should be. And this is not too much to ask, honorable colleagues. For those of you who are professionals, everybody knows that, for example, the lawyers, they know how they dress in courts of law. Doctors, how they, even nurses, they dress in a particular way to, 1, distinguish them from their patients. Lastly, about the UPDF. 1, the membership of the UPDF in this House is constitutional. Nobody should think that this rule in any way touches the status of members of the UPDF in this House. That's number 1. Number 2, I've heard people say that we are banning UPDF uniform from the House. Far from the truth. No person in his sound mind can do that, because certainly it will be unconstitutional. However, just look at the member of the UPDF currently seated in this House. Extremely smart. Just look at them. They're extremely smart. And there is also another pair of uniform which they use. They have, it's something like a khaki. The upper one is like a plain khaki, but it's also plain. And then they put in something green. It is sort of ceremony, I think. I don't know how they call it. But it is some khaki shirt up. Smart. And in any case, the UPD officers here should be identified sometimes by their own ranks. So they cannot come here dressed in civilian uniform. We would like them to come here, if they so wish, in their uniform. Then I can say Colonel Nekesa, I can say General Mujira, because their ranks are on their shoulders and they can only be in uniform. However, we have one exception, which we are proposing, that our UPDF officer should not put combat uniform when they are in the house. They must door. Why? Because ordinarily, right on.
Continue.
If you can save
Please continue.
this house from Onongongpek. Because generally, these are supposed to be, for example, like a combat materials or uniforms, or even if they are dressed in their own camouflage, or even in their own barracks and so on, that is okay. But when you are here, like we are prescribing a dress code for members of parliament, even us, we are not allowed to come here dressed as the way we wish. But we are saying in the rules we should dress this way. So we do request that the UPDF officers dress formally, smartly, like we see them now. We have no objection. Madam Chair, I beg to move.
No, there's a minority. Minority.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable, can I first ask a question before you hear the minority? Assuming somebody, say on Fridays, puts on a council and a court, is that acceptable or not?
Right, Honourable Speaker, since we released this report, we have had a number of interactions with the colleagues. And one issue that has been pertinent is about the council.
And a court.
The council. And we sort of have a consensus that on that one we are going to concede.
A council and a court.
Yes, and a court.
Yes.
And a court. On that one we are ready to concede.
Chair.
Yes.
Chair, I am Right Honourable Chair. I'm
Yes.
happy to hear my chairman saying he's intending to concede on that, because it was a matter before the committee and there was a bit of disagreement. So I disagree with the removal of kanzu and jacket. That one I disagree. I
But-
propose that we remove the military attire, and the argument is clear. Military attire. That is 6. That is 8216 military attire for members of the armed forces. How wish members would listen. You ask which one.
Honourable members, you listen. First listen.
So, Right Honourable Speaker, to me and to many of us do not understand the variance of those military attires. The military attire is a military attire. To us, this is a civilian space. Military attires are very intimidative. Actually, the pips my colleague is arguing for, that's important that we get to see the pips. Actually, that intimidates people more. When you hear someone is a general, you may kind of subdue some people because of the pips. So my argument is, Right Honourable Chair, that military attires should not be a space for Parliament. They should come here as colleagues, dressed in their civilian wear. Important to know, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yes, members, first listen to her point of dissent. We are listening to the point of dissent.
Right Honourable Speaker, we all come from different professions. You know, even lawyers have a style of wearing. They're not going to come with their clothing here as lawyers. And doctors have their style. So we recognize that we all come from different professions, and as we enter Parliament, we leave our professions out, and we enter Parliament as representatives of people. So I recommend that military attire be removed for both men and women. I recommend that we should insert on the female wear, we insert hijab as an acceptable wear for women members of Parliament, and leave on kanzu and coat.
What hijab is what you're putting on? Yes, we have not said you are removing that, Hajat.
Right Honorable Speaker, a hijab is not in our rules as of now, and a hijab is surviving.
So we are inserting
How I
a
wish the
hijab.
love master would listen. And right Honorable Speaker, a hijab currently is surviving on allowance of traditional wear. Okay? Now when you delete traditional wear, a hijab will have no room. So unless we leave there traditional wear, or we insert hijab as unacceptable wear for Muslim women in this parliament.
Hajat, one we've accepted, we insert a council with a court. Okay? Then the hijab.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Wait, order of members. I just want to make a clarification. We have a hijab for religious aspect. We have a council with a trouser inside. Don't come without a trouser. And a coat. Yes? Wait.
Right Honorable Speaker, as you deliberate on this issue of councils, we need to specify that there should be a long trouser inside the council. Because it has happened here before. I don't want to go into detail.
Honorable members, I want to first of all commend the UPDF that we have in this house. I think we have the most disciplined UPDF in this house. The most disciplined. At times I even forget that they belong to UPDF. The UPDF that you have here. And secondly, that uniform they are putting on is official uniform. It is not gazetted. It is not the other Madoa. That is the one we are saying we don't want. But this one, this is like the one we put on in Chankwan's. Let me hear from General.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to, with due respect, debunk what the Honorable Kawanda submitted, that this is for civilians and we have to put on civilian attire. We are a constituency known to the Constitution, for your information. So we have to be identified as
they are
such.
elected here as UPDF.
And the only identifier is uniform. Now the detail of what uniform is suitable for this environment is what we are talking about. I agree the camouflage uniform is for combat. We have number one, the red tunic for the army, and then the blue for the Air Force and the other services. This one is number two for its work dress. So maybe if the committee agrees and Parliament agrees, we can approve number two for purposes of Parliament.
Thank you, Daudi.
And we have no objection at all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Honorable members, I am part of the Gomesi team.
Right, Madam Chair.
Honorable Daudi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Chair, Right Honorable Speaker, I would request that
Honorable members, can we have some order?
this chair suggests that a member attending House or committee meeting who does not adhere to the dress code prescribed in Sub-Rule 1 shall be cited for being out of order. Right Honorable Speaker, I would also request that we insert in a member attending house physically
And virtually.
virtually, because we have seen members here on Zoom.
Honorable members, let me first say, honorable members, one time somebody was voting on Zoom, and the person, I don't say.
Honorable Chair, I concede to the Honorable Kabanda's
Thank
amendment.
you. Yes, Honorable Ronne. Honorable Ronne.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, this parliament is in Africa. Madam Chair, I'm one of the people who respect African culture. Madam Chair, it will be unfair. The UPDF have been accepted. The other side has been accepted. Then you chase away the African way, and I'm smart in right now. People like Macho, very smart in the African way. People like that man, very smart in the African way. So I request African way to be accepted. Thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Let me first have a Bwalu. Okay.
Right Honorable Speaker, I wanted to inform Honorable Orone that African wear is not defined. You can even bring here a back cross, which we call Orubugo. So, I have never seen you in a back cross. I think we should not accept that, right, Honorable Speaker.
Asuman, Honorable Asuman, go back where you're sitting. Go back. Go back.
Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable.
Madam Speaker, we have seen members walk into this house just because of the African wear or traditional wear.
Like
Some of them walk into this house with blouses. That's because it is traditional wear. Madam Speaker, I want to implore our members that the chairman of the committee has done a commendable job. And these people want to hide, putting on is it kaunda, is it what? That must be banned. Let me conclude. No. Madam Speaker, just like the chairman said, order, you'll be thrown out.
Anifa.
Just like the chairman said, we must inspire people out there who are watching us. Before I came to this parliament, I used to watch the likes of Abuduka Tuntu, the likes of Okupa, the likes of people who are out there. If you don't want to put on a suit like this, you go back to Toroma wear. But we must put on suits.
Madam Speaker.
Yes. Can you withdraw the word Toroma? Ebwalu.
Madam Speaker.
Ebwalu, withdraw the word Toroma. That's a
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I withdraw. If I don't want to put on a suit, let me go back to Soroti. I withdraw.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay. I withdraw Toroma.
Madam Speaker, first of all, colleagues, I want to thank my brother, Honorable Rone, for raising an issue on African wear. We can all go back to our wardrobes, and I want to confirm, I speaking has quite a number of African wears. And I want to say the following as I debate on this subject matter. First, I support the proposal by the committee. Friends, we must be sincere to ourselves. This is the National Assembly of the Republic of Uganda. It is even wrong for us to begin comparing African wear to the UPDF uniform. Please, the UPDF is our national army, and they also have a designated uniform for these specific functions, like the way General has just stated it here. So for us to come here and begin imputing and trying to compare an African wear with a back cloth, friends, Madam Speaker, with due respect, I always admire the law. The Lopez never come here in an African wear, but I like him whenever he's out there, he's on African wear doing his normal duties. So can we take our African wares for our constituency work to continue being African? But for purposes of this National Assembly, I want to implore us.
Honorable members, can we have some silence? Can we have some silence? I want to hear from Honorable Goli.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Colleagues, the catchword which we have is decent and smart. I want to mention that around the world, clothing is a very big item in development. And to support development, especially the youth, we need to have tailoring promoted, which can be used to promote this country. No, even you see the Nigerian clothing, which is there. It was purposefully promoted. If you wear a decent African wear which is well tailored, you are going to promote others to wear it.
Mariam.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Madam Chair, I want to commend the committee. Madam Chair, we need to appreciate we are all Africans, but members have taken it out of order. People are now picking materials from what we know they take to any tailor and it makes any form of cloth. Then it appears here that this is a traditional wear. Right, Honorable Chair, when you make a Honorable Macho stand up, right, Honorable Chair, in just this house where we are, Honorable Macho is in a traditional wear, Honorable Aaron is a traditional, but you can't compare the two. So to avoid measuring which one is viable and which one is not viable, we phase it out. We can promote the tailors of traditional wear in other activities, in our constituencies, when we are doing other activities. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Mujira, can you tell us which uniform you're going, we should gazette for you?
Thank you. Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker and
Honorable
colleagues.
members, can we listen? Can we listen?
The institution we represent is a disciplined, rule-based, and order-based. Yes. So we are very happy that the committee has come up with these proposals to amend these rules so that there is decency in the house, there is order, and we don't have anarchy. That's point number one. Number two, on the question of uniform. A uniform is a symbol of honor. It is a symbol of pride. It brings discipline, which is the bedrock of any organization, especially the military organization, and for which we are known. It is a symbol of identity for purposes of identification. Otherwise, we can be mistaken to be militias. So, for purposes of discipline, for purposes of identification, we need to put on this uniform. Thirdly, as has been pointed out, this one, our presence here, is a creation of the law, of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda.
Thank you.
How else can you identify us? I therefore wish to associate myself with the recommendations of the committee that we put on this uniform, but we are discouraged from putting on the combat, and we are going to sort it out as a caucus, as UPDF. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Honorable members, we are talking about the decency of members of parliament, and when you look outside there, somebody will say, I wish I could dress like that, like Silo. And these are some of the things that encourage children or people outside there. And I mean, it should also be, as he has said, rule-based. And it is our pride. How it looks so beautiful. Listen, honorable members. Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, when we pass the rules, Honorable Masiko will not come with that madoa. When we pass the rules, thank you. Honorable members, I want you to listen to me. Honorable members, I am thinking that whatever the committee did was in good faith. It was for the pride of this institution, for the good image of this institution. It is for the betterment of this country that when you go to Ugandan parliament, the decency in the Ugandan parliament. And I am telling you, Honorable Macho, much as you're my friend, I will not allow that. Honorable Macho, we will not allow that. You get it, eh? Listen, honorable members, we have agreed a council with a trouser inside with a coat. Are we together? We've agreed a gomasi. We've agreed the official attire of the police. Okay? We have agreed hijab for the sake of the Muslim fraternity. I want to hear from you. Let me first hear from...
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Let me hear from Bulambuli first. From Bunibi, then you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Honorable Mudimi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, really what we are trying to discuss, members, I'm submitting. I've seen on several occasions.
Honourable members, can we listen?
I've seen on several occasions.
Honourable members, Dr. Bed.
Madam Chair and the members, I've seen colleagues at times in committees come in T-shirts, attending committee work. T-shirts and open shoes. So we have been talking about jackets. We also need to talk about shoes. Which type of shoes members of parliament should put on? I've seen colleagues come with open shoes, in a T-shirt, in a jeans, all that. So at one point, members, at one point, we had invited...
Honorable Mudimi, the rules apply both to the committee and the House.
Yes. So we should agree on which type of shoes should we put on.
In the circumstance where, say, somebody has a wound or whichever, he will seek leave of a speaker to say, I will be putting on open shoes. And I made a mistake when I mentioned the uniform for police. It is the uniform for our army, UPDF. And when you look at 2, it talks, 82.2 talks about the shoes. Yes, Attorney General?
Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I wanted to propose an amendment to 82.2b. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I want to propose an amendment to 82.2b, which would be by substituting for paragraph 3 the following: decent blouse with sleeves, decent skirt or decent trousers, or decent blouse with a jacket and decent skirt or decent trouser. I want to add closed shoes. I remember a colleague who came here in sandals some time back. Yes, so I want to propose that we add
82.2.
Does it cause any harm?
82.2.
Closed shoes for men, dignified shoes for women.
Right, Honorable. We have also seen situations where some people put on very rare colors of stockings, which are not acceptable. Yes, I've seen it, yes. Somebody comes with a color which is totally not acceptable. So if we're really working on our rules, let's do it once and for all. We have seen those situations. You put on a yellow pair of stockings.
Thank you.
Red.
Atiang.
Let me take the information.
Atiang.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I just want some clarification. Order. I just want some protect me, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable.
Protect me, Honorable Speaker.
Atiang.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just want some clarification. Looking at the list that the DAC has just given, I've not seen any clarification on the dresses, especially the dresses, the kitenge dresses, because we also have decent kitenge dresses. Yes, I can kitenge dresses. So I need clarification of that. And then the other one is a moment. And then the other one is on the issue of traditional wear. A moment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Bugabula, I'm still, Atiang is still. Honorable Asinansi, you actually dressed indecently. So you cannot even speak.
Chair, I want to comment on the issue of avoidance of the traditional wears and acceptance of a few traditional wears like the gomasi and the kanso. Yet we are denying other traditional wears like sukas for the banyankole, like the skirts of the karamojong. So I would request that we avoid double standards. If we are saying we don't want traditional wears, let it be across all board that we don't accept any traditional wear in this house. Why gomesi only and why council only?